How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to another Skyrim video. Today, we're going to be going over 4 places in Skyrim that you can actually only visit one time ever. Now, there's quite a few unique places in Skyrim, however, there's actually not that many that you can never go back to. And when I say never go back to, I kind of mean in its true form. Like, yeah, you can glitch your way in, or you can use console commands, but there's several locations where you can literally only be there once. And, well, today we're going to be going over 4 of them, and I do know that there is much more than 4. However, this is the list I came up with for this video, so hopefully if you guys enjoy, I'll make a part 2, and we'll go over some of the more different ones. So to actually do this, I'm just loading saves that I have in these locations. The very first location is the Misty Grove. So as you can see, I'm wearing much more crappy armor at the moment. But this is the Misty Grove. Now, you can actually only come here during the quest, A Night to Remember. This is the quest you get from Sam Gwevine. And let's just toggle free cam to really get a good look at this place. The border of it is this very, very trippy, watery kind of color. Whoa, you kind of like can't go through. It's like this little sphere of like water and mist. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. It's like this little island, completely secluded. I imagine that this is one of like a pocket of Sam Grevine's, or Sanguine's, you know, pocket of oblivion. It's like this little forest, it's all misty, and the whole point is that you come here and you meet Sam Grevine and these party guests, and it's just this very nice aesthetic. Let's stop free camming. It's this very stunning aesthetic that the only place in the game that really feels like this to me would have to be the Elder Gleam Sanctuary. There's no place that really matches this vibe at all. I think I may have just gotten myself a little bit stuck, perhaps. There we go. Yeah, it's an unmatched location, and it's so just misty and beautiful. I mean, I don't want to repeat myself, but this location is truly, truly stunning. You see all these commoners, these taffy. How's it go, my friend? That was rude. That was actually very rude of him. But yeah, this is the first location, the Misty Grove. You actually can never come back here, so this is a pretty awesome spot. Now, this next location, I'm sure all of us are very familiar with this. This is part of the main quest line in Skyrim, and this is the Thalore Embassy that I'm at. So, I could be completely and utterly wrong, but I'm pretty sure this is actually the only time that you can ever actually get access into the Thalore Embassy. Like, no matter how hard you try, you would never be able to gain entrance here ever again. And the thing I like about the Thalore Embassy is just the vibe of it all. By the way, can I say that this building is tiny? Like, when you step inside, this is a giant building, but, like, there's no way that entire building fits inside this. And same with this place. It's all very tiny, although it's very big on the inside. Probably some of that elven magic. So here I am, I'm inside the Thalore Embassy right now, and something about the Thalore Embassy is that when you come in here, depending on what you've done in your playthrough, the guest list will actually change, depending on who you've befriended, like who you befriended in high places. So, in this playthrough, I don't think I befriended anyone really important, except maybe Andralamar. But yeah, this is the Thalore Embassy. There's not too much to talk about. I mean, really, it's just one of these places you can only come to once, so let's move quickly on to one of the more interesting locations. Here we are. So this is another location that you can only really come to in the main quest line, and this is Skull Dolphin. This is the place you go to at the end of the main quest line when you're in pursuit of Alduin to defeat him in Sovngarde. And yes, don't worry, Sovngarde is going to be the last thing on the list. Skull Dolphin is actually shockingly you can only come here once. I've actually tried to like come to this location on like the main side of the mountain. You would think that you could actually come here just by climbing the mountains and just coming here on foot or potentially through glitches, but no, there's actually no way of coming here unless you take what's his name, Odaving. So we can actually toggle freak. What does TC do? Yeah, I don't know what it does, but I just pressed TC by accident. So this is the spot where Odaving drops you off, and yeah, there's no way of actually getting back to Skyrim from this location, and there's no way of getting to this location from Skyrim it's a completely self-contained cell, which I guess makes sense because the lore is that you can only get here if you're on the back of a dragon. Although, you know, that seems more like a challenge than it does sound like a fact. Like, factually, I guess you would need a dragon, but maybe not. This place is actually very stunning. I don't think a lot of people come here to admire the view, because the whole time you're being butchered by dragons and Draugr death lords and the such. So most people don't really, you know, admire the view. At least I didn't admire the view, really. I mean, I definitely looked around and saw the beauty of it, but I never really spent time truly... I mean, like, Jesus Christ, this is insanely massive. Like, no wonder this is, like, Alduin's main retreat. This is, like, the peak of, like, Nordic achievement. Like, holy shit. Could you imagine how long this would have taken to build if this was real life? Like, just one of these pillars must have been, like, a year-long project to make it and move it. And, like, that's several of them. Like, everything about this, like, if this was real life, this would have easily taken longer than the pyramids of Giza and all that. It's just incredibly stunning. The inside isn't nearly as impressive, but, you know, hey, you can only really get so impressive. Alright, now let's move on to the last one on the list, which I've already spoiled for you, and that is Sovngarde. Alright, so what's his name? Tsun is yapping right now, but Sovngarde is a very beautiful place. I'm actually going to toggle collision and set game time to 10 so I can run around instead of just free camming. This place is actually so big that if I were to free cam, I wouldn't be able to see all of it. But this is where you first come in. I mean, this place is just magnificent. No wonder they call this like the heaven of the Nords. Like, this is the Nords' afterlife right here. And like this giant skeleton thing, I have absolutely no possible idea what the hell this is meant to be. But whatever it is, it's fucking badass. And the fact that it can support itself across this giant gap to the Hall of Valor is nothing short of insanity. And the Hall of Valor is, of course, just floating. It always seemed weird to me that Sovngarde was actually so tiny. I mean, obviously, the only reason it's so tiny is from a game development perspective, because, like, you can't develop the entire afterlife into one section. But I felt like so many Nords were dying honorably. This would fill up so fast. Although I guess Alduin has been eating all of the souls, so yeah, I guess that would be a thing. Something also that that's always kind of teased me is this word wall. I always wondered if this actually had a shout in it that you could steal, but no, this doesn't have a shout. Something interesting too is whenever you look at the sky, the clouds start spiraling out and expanding, and you can see like the sunlight. But like if I set game time to 10, I'd probably speed up. Something that's always seemed trippy to me is that when you stare at this for long enough, the sky genuinely changes. But if you look away for like a second and then you look back, it almost seems to reset. Am I crazy, or is it actually resetting? Like, that's always kind of bothered me a little bit, because I've always thought, like, is that resetting? Or is it even doing an animation at all? Or is the sky even changing? Or is it just like a cycling, like, animation? Like, if I set game time to 100 and my game doesn't crash, yeah, like, it's changing, bro. Like, you can see it's changing and shit. Alright, let's not crash my game really quick. Anyways, that's all I have on this list. There's actually other places I do have on my list that I can make a second video on, but I didn't gain access to in time to make this video. So if you want to see another video on places in Skyrim you can only go to once, all you have to do is leave a like and subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you all later. Stay awesome. Peace out.